Howdy, y'all. This is Proverbs 11 in the RSV for December 11, 2023. A false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. When pride comes, then comes disgrace, but with the humble is wisdom. The integrity of the upright guides them, but the crookedness of the treacherous destroy them. Riches do not profit in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivers from death. The righteousness of the blameless keeps his way straight, but the wicked falls by his own wickedness. The righteousness of the upright delivers them, but the treacherous are taken captive by their lust. When the wicked dies, his hope perishes, and the expectation of the godless comes to naught. The righteous is delivered from trouble, and the wicked gets into it instead. With his mouth, the godless man would destroy his neighbor, but by knowledge the righteous are delivered. When it goes well with the righteous, the city rejoices, and when the wicked perish, there are shouts of gladness. By the blessings of the upright, a city is exalted, but it is overthrown by the mouth of the wicked. He who belittles his neighbor lacks sense, but a man of understanding remains silent. He who goes about as a talebearer reveals secrets, but he who is trustworthy in spirit keeps a thing hidden. Where there is no guidance, a people falls, but in an abundance of counselors there is safety. He who gives surety for a stranger will smart for it, but he who hates suretyship is secure. A gracious woman gets honor, and violent men get riches. A man who is kind benefits himself, but a cruel man hurts himself. A wicked man earns deceptive wages, but one who sows righteousness gets a sure reward. He who is steadfast in righteousness will live, but he who pursues evil will die. Men of perverse mind are an abomination to the Lord, but those of blameless ways are his delight. Be assured, an evil man will not go unpunished, but those who are righteous will be delivered. Like a gold ring in a swine's snout is a beautiful woman without discretion. The desire of the righteous ends only in good, the expectation of the wicked in wrath. One man gives freely, yet grows all the richer. Another withholds what he should give, and only suffers want. A liberal man will be enriched, and one who waters himself will be watered. The people curse him who holds back grain, but a blessing is on the head of him who sells it. He who diligently seeks good seeks favor, but evil comes to him who searches for it. He who trusts in his riches will wither, but the righteous will flourish like a green leaf. He who troubles his household will inherit wind, and the fool will be servant to the wise. The fruit of the righteous is a tree of life, but lawlessness takes away lives. If the righteous is requited on earth, how much more the wicked and the sinner? Man, I feel like this whole chapter is impossible standards. That's why I hesitate to ever say that I'm walking on the right path or being righteous, right? Because I'm not a righteous dude. These are the standards of people who are righteous. And one of those verses everybody kind of knows, right? When pride comes, then comes destruction. But with the humble is wisdom. OG sin is pride, right? It's what Satan was cast down for. So we need to watch that doesn't grow in our hearts. Because it's root of a whole litany of problems. The righteous and the wicked, the righteous, the wicked, the righteous, the wicked. Overall, righteous people's name, as far as their cause, what they stood for, those kind of things, that will endure, and people rejoice over them. And then you've got the wicked, who people rejoice when they're gone, when they die, and their goals, their aspiration, their plans rot away. Over and over, it essentially says in this chapter. But more importantly, towards the end, the thing that I will say I struggle with is talking about give and more will be given to you, right? Give to other people, and you'll be filled more to keep giving. And it's something that you can understand and you can attempt to do. But for me, while we're struggling, and I got to worry about putting my wife and my kids, at the forefront and taking care of them, as well as trying to figure out how we're going to give and support people and do good for others. I don't want to say there's a balance, but I mean, there's a way to take care of people that you're responsible for, as well as to give. I don't think that they should be suffering at the cost of your giving, but at the same time, like, it's okay to suffer a little, you know what I mean? Skip a meal out. Sorry, I thought I saw something. Skip a meal out, hurting, getting just one more meal at home, which we cook really well. We cook pretty diverse things, so it's not a big loss. There's plenty of like things my kids love to eat, so we can just cook. I'm just trying to make an example of like losing in small ways, giving up in small ways. But specifically, right, a liberal man will be enriched, and one who waters will himself be watered. I think that's also our time and energy, our time and our talent, right? Not just our treasure. So it's important to invest in our friends and to be there for them in more ways than financially. But just remember, trusting in your riches, he who trusts in his riches will wither, but the righteous will flourish like a green leaf. I tell my kids, I tell my wife all the time, our money doesn't ultimately matter. We're just being given small amounts of money to steward. And we're just supposed to do what we're supposed to do, right? We'll get more, we'll get less. The more we're on the right path, the more the Lord will bless us. And that will not always be financially. So, perspective. And I'm knowing a preacher. I'm just trying to be open and talk about struggling with these kind of things and what I'm learning and how to apply it. So, if you got a comment or feedback on that, love to hear it. Go with God. Be blessed.